too. Senator Rand Paul has pulled off a political, or at least a public relations coup that has to have the Hillary people in particular and the Democratic Party shaking in their boots. Senator Rand Paul went to what is arguably, undeniably, one of the bastions of left-wing lunacy, Berkeley, the University of California's Berkeley campus. He went there and made a speech about privacy and about the NSA spying on us and that our liberties are under attack. Received several standing ovations throughout his speech. Now, let me explain to you why this is so critical. The Republican Party has been losing young people steadily, all right? It's one thing for the remnant of conservative Republicans who are young and who attended CPAC recently. It's one thing for them to give Rand Paul a standing ovation. It's something important and impressive for Rand Paul to get 31% of the vote in a presidential straw poll. But that's in a meeting that people wanted to go to from all over the country, made up of pretty strong conservatives. But to go to Berkeley, where the largest percentage of the students don't claim any religious affiliation, nearly 50% of them don't claim a religious affiliation. Only 17% of the rest of the country hold to that. Oh, I don't care anything about that. So, I mean, these are people who self-consciously say that they're liberal. Only 12% of the students on the Berkeley campus call themselves conservative, okay? So here goes Rand Paul right into the lion's den and gets standing ovation after standing ovation. This has to send shudders down the spine of Hillary. But I'll one-up you on this. It should send shudders down the spine of the Republican establishment as well. Because the Republican establishment hates Rand Paul. Much like they hated Ronald Reagan. And Ronald Reagan brought a lot of young energy into his campaign. First in 1976, but more importantly in 1980 when he won the primary and then won the presidency. I was 20 or 21 years old when I cast my first vote for any elected official. It was for Ronald Reagan. It happened with a lot back then, and it hasn't happened since. I mean, can you see Bob Dole or Mitt Romney or John McCain inspiring enthusiasm among the young? I don't think so. But Rand Paul is doing it, and he's doing it across party lines and even across ideological lines. Another bit of good news for Rand Paul. The Kentucky legislature has introduced a bill, I believe it originated with the Kentucky Senate, to clarify that their state law that prohibits somebody from running for two offices simultaneously does not impact those running for two federal elections. What that means is Rand Paul in 2016 could run for the U.S. Senate to keep his seat and could run for president. Now, for those who would cry foul, please understand this is very common. Vice President Biden ran for Delaware senator and won it and became vice president in the same election, two federal offices, and then he resigned his Delaware seat. Paul Ryan, VP candidate under Romney, same thing. With Dukakis and his vice presidential running mate way back in 1988, Lloyd Benston, senator from Texas, he did it. So this is not uncommon, and I did it. I ran for the U.S. House in Florida in 2012 and ran as an independent for president in West Virginia, Nebraska, and Kentucky. And because I was a federal candidate for two different offices, I could run ads, television ads in Florida, and I could run television ads in the states and the surrounding states, in the states where I was on the ballot. So if the bill fails, they've got a chance to introduce it again in 2015, or they could simply go to their state attorney general asking for clarification. Nevertheless, it's a great coup for Rand Paul. And by the way, for those of you who don't remember, you're going, why do I remember Berkeley? Drugs, LSD, so-called free love, which was sinful fornication stuff, the so-called free speech movement, which did have great value for free speech. There was a lot of bad things that came out of Berkeley, and so much so that Hoover and the FBI spent more money spying on people at Berkeley than any other campus in America. So when I say Rand Paul scored a political coup by going to Berkeley and getting a standing ovation, words cannot overstate the impact for both the Democratic establishment and the Republican establishment. Go get him, Rand Paul. This is the voice of resistance. Do you want to have knowledge, wisdom, discernment? If so, you have to read good books on theology, history, books that look at the lives of great men and women. So to help you to become a more effective Christian, a better witness for truth, somebody who can engage in productive conversation that exhorts and edifies those that you speak with, we're going to do something crazy. We're offering you these 7 books for a gift of any size. You just pay for the shipping and handling, and then give whatever gift that you can, and we will send them to you. But just to make it a little bit more crazy, I will send you a second copy of my 3 books, autographed. You can give them as a gift to your pastor or to a family member and help extend truth and justice in the world. This is while supplies last.